So good morning slash afternoon now from Zurich, Switzerland. I'm excited to get the day going. We're starting a little later than I had hoped because I'm a bit under the weather. So I kind of took the time to sleep in. I also got back late from Liechtenstein, but I'm gonna cut right to the chase. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Catherine. I used to do college content. Now I do more like travel lifestyle stuff. So if you want to see more of that, definitely hit like, comment, subscribe, all those fun buttons that make me happy. Feel free to follow. Also, feel free to follow me on my other socials. That's where I'll be posting more pictures and videos from this entire trip, along with my many other trips in the future. My only mission today, frankly, is to have Swiss cheese and Swiss chocolate. I'm definitely gonna try to see a lot of other stuff along the way because I know that this city has loads to offer, but that is my top priority. I wanted to do the Lindt Chocolate Museum because that's meant to be phenomenal and you can make your own chocolate, do a tasting, all that stuff. Unfortunately, you really need to book that in advance. All of the spots were already taken for almost this entire week, and I was only here for 2 days. So I really should have planned ahead better. But I researched all of the best chocolate shops around Zurich, so I'm gonna make my own little DIY chocolate tasting walking tour around Zurich, and you guys are coming along with me for that. But first up, it is now afternoon and I've had nothing to eat. So I'm going to stop at one of the places that is on my list. It is known for having some of the best hot chocolate in Zurich. That's gonna be my breakfast, and probably a croissant and some cheese or something. Let's be honest, I'm pretty hungry. Another thing to note about Zurich, and generally just this area of Europe, is that it is very expensive. I am on a budget, so I'm gonna try to be cheap, but I'm also only here for like 1.5 days, so I also want to make the most of my time. So I'm gonna do a mix of trying to be budget friendly, but also splurging when necessary to get the best experience possible, which I think is a happy, healthy compromise. My wallet is gonna be very sad, but my heart will be happy, and that is what matters. It's only 1.5 days. How much could I really spend, you know? I'm gonna regret saying that. Nonetheless, we are off to the cafe and off to find more chocolate, explore the wonders of Zurich. I'm excited. Hot chocolate was amazing. You can get it with whipped cream and other flavorings, but I just got plain original. It was creamy enough, but also rich at the same time, just as is. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also recommend the croissant and the cheeses, which I like combined all together with a croissant in one bite. It was glorious. It was so good. But now we are back at the beautiful church that I passed along the way. Gonna see if we can get a student ticket up to the top with my student ID that is expired, but it doesn't say so. Hopefully we will be up there soon.
Eventually.
Check the Grossmünster, I think. Don't know how to pronounce any of these, but I can check that church off my list. I was in fact able to get my student discount, which means it was only 2 franc. I took French, not German, let that be known. But it was definitely a gorgeous view from the top. Normally it's 5 franc for adults. I don't know if it's the best tower view that I've had before, but it's definitely worth doing, especially if you can get that student discount. And then I took the tram a little bit further south towards Lake Zurich, and I picked up these chocolates, which was next on my list. This is from Laderac, meant to be really good. I got the plain dark chocolate and then a strawberry because they looked divine. I intended to only get one from each store because I want this to be sustainable financially and for the sake of my stomach, but I could not decide between the two. Oh my god, this is so good. I forgot to mention, I'm a massive chocoholic. Live, laugh, love, die chocolate. Sorry, I had a bit of chocolate. There's like a little crust at the bottom. This is so yummy. This is my lunch today, by the way. Not just these chocolates, but the entire chocolates of Switzerland. Have Wollenweider, another recommended chocolate place, but this time I got champagne rosé and an Earl Grey tea. I don't know how they fit this much flavor into one little chocolate. I don't. So good. Literally eating a tea bag and a chocolate. Next we have Raphael's. I got dark chocolate with raspberry currant, I think, and it has like the printing on the back. Like, it looks so fancy. I will say everything that I've bought has been around like 3 to 4 francs, so I can see how this is gonna get expensive very quickly. I'm gonna need to limit myself, and I would recommend you do the same. Oh my god, I love raspberry and chocolate together, so I knew this was gonna be good.
Moments later.
Not gonna lie, a lot has happened since we last spoke. I noticed that all the chocolate shops were starting to close, so I kind of went into like turbo mode and was like taking pictures, getting chocolates, doing it all. There was only one place that I didn't get to, but when I looked it up, they weren't open today, so we're actually gonna hit it tomorrow, and that will be the 10th and final stop on my DIY chocolate tour. But this entire time, I've been walking around with loads of chocolates in my bag, ready to do a whole tasting. I have my water ready to go to cleanse my palate, so it's gonna be good. First though, to give a little recap of everything, after trying the last chocolate from Raphael's, I walked across the Quaybrook. Basically, it's a pretty bridge where one side is the river and the other side is Lake Zurich. Then I explored Fraumünster, Münsterhof, and the Münster Bridge as well. Or maybe it's Munster. Honestly, my favorite thing is visiting European cities that are set on the water. I don't know why, it just has a certain vibe to it that I'm really here for. Then I started making my way to the next chocolate stop. Honestly, it's just gorgeous to wander around Zurich. You just gotta walk around and keep your eyes peeled for like streets that look pretty, or I went through this like gated opening that led to like a little shopping center with a fountain. There's so many pretty spots to explore, and I got a little carried away, and that was why I was short on time. Now, the chocolate stop that I was headed to first was Sprungli. We have it here. I got like 2 chocolates from each, but I'm probably only gonna try one just because I don't know if I need that much chocolate right now. Let's see. Got them right here. This one is a chili whiskey. I'm really curious to try this because my dad would definitely like this, and I'm looking for souvenirs for my parents. And then this is a fleur de sel. I actually am gonna eat both of these because this will be my mom's favorite. We'll do the chili whiskey first. Ooh. Oh my god. It's kind of like Fireball. Every chocolate that I've had, the flavor is so strong, but like not in a bad way. Like, you get exactly what you're expecting, but even better. Next up, fleur de sel. Oh my. That was like a caramel explosion in my mouth. It's really hard to choose a favorite, honestly, but we're not done yet. That is technically only the 5th stop. After that, I went to Teuscher, but I got 2 chocolates from them as well. One is like a champagne truffle, then this is a chocolate orange. She said these were the 2 most popular things. I'm gonna try the orange because I don't know how well that will keep. Oh no. You didn't see that. Oh, that is so yummy. I honestly think chocolate and fruit is the best combination. People can fight me on that. It's like 2 different kinds of sweet in all the best ways. After that, it was just a short walk to what I would say is probably my favorite chocolate shop that I went to, just because it had such a classy feel. And right when I walked in, they offered a free sample of their new dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate, so that was music to my ears. And the guy was very nice. He was kind of like praising the chocolate artist, and that gave me good energy. That was before I even tried the chocolate. But I got 3 pieces from them because I could not decide. What impressed me is that once I picked my 3 pieces, he said, okay, here's the order that you're gonna want to eat them in, because like this one's gonna be overpowering and it'll ruin the flavors of the other ones. And I was just like, You're so smart. But from Max Chocolatier, I got a fig and raspberry, an apple sesame, and a beer dark ganache. I already had a raspberry thing from Raphael, so let's try the apple sesame. But I highly recommend doing this. As I was going through it though, I will say it is definitely not the cheapest way to try chocolate in Switzerland. Maybe it's because I got like 2 or 3 pieces from every place I went to. It would be a lot cheaper if I had done half that, which is what I intended the whole time. But I do think it was really fun, and I'm getting to try chocolate from all the different chocolate shops, all the best ones based on my research. So it's an experience that I wouldn't ever take back. But each time it costs like $3, and I'm going to like 10 places. You can do the math. It's my favorite food group. So, all right, this is melting in my hand, but here's the apple sesame. Oh my, holy crap. The flavor all like seamlessly blended together. I'm so impressed with this place. Oh, it's so hard to decide where to go back tomorrow. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, guys. All right, but then I went to Augustinergasse. Basically, it's one of the prettiest streets in Zurich, or that's what people say. It's just lined with pastel buildings, super colorful, lots of fountains, lots of little benches and cafes, gorgeous restaurants, lots of flags hanging down the way. Absolutely gorgeous to walk through. Highly recommend. It feels very different from like the city vibe of a lot of the rest of Zurich. And then I also saw St. Peter's Church, which is kind of right there as well. And that was in a gorgeous little square. So many cute photo spots in that area. And that was definitely my favorite part, aside from the chocolate. But after that, I took a tram to Honel chocolate. This one is a truffle, just like dark chocolate. And then this one is something called Lottie's Best. Apparently it's one of their most popular. Didn't really have a description of what the flavor is. I think maybe she said nougat. Oh, this is so yummy. It is like a nougat kind of filling. Like it's almost like graham crackery. But my 9th and final stop for today was another tram ride away to Bachmann, which they have a partnership with Lindt. So I got some Lindt chocolate. Again, I couldn't do the Lindt chocolate museum tour. A little upset about that, but I still had a lot of fun going to all these chocolate shops. And again, it wasn't the cheapest way to do it, but it made me happy. Nonetheless, enough of me talking. Let's get to the 9th and final chocolate for today. I've actually had more than 9 chocolates, but we're not gonna talk about that. So I got pistachio and stracciatella. I've been wanting to try a pistachio one the whole day. Hop her in. Oh, Lindt honestly does it really well. Once I cracked the shell, it was like a little river of pistachio filling. That was tasty. I have a lot to think about overnight in terms of where I get my family chocolates from. I need water after that. To update you on the rest of the night, I was planning on going to a fondue restaurant and then maybe to like a bar or like a rooftop garden somewhere after that for a drink. But I will say I don't feel 100%, but I really want to enjoy the full experience of trying the cheese fondue because that's one of the main things I've been looking forward to. So my plan is that I'm gonna instead get McDonald's. If you've seen any of my other vlogs or TikToks, you'll know that I like trying a McDonald's in each country that I go to. This is primarily because the menu is different in each place. That girl's laugh is so loud. Also, while I was taking pictures on some of the bridges, I had like my little tripod set up and I was using Lens Buddy to take some photos. And then this guy walks by, looks at my phone, and I got like a little nervous because usually people don't get that close to my phone. And he just stares at the phone, looks at me and says, "You don't look very good." Thanks. I swear, the audacity of some men. You don't have to compliment me, but you also don't have to insult me. You can just keep walking. If you see some girl taking photos, just leave her be or hype her up. Those are the only acceptable things. And after going to Bachmann, I took another quick tram ride to the entrance to the Polybahn, which is like a mountain cable car kind of thing. You can pay like $1 to be able to go on like the little cable car. Saves you a lot of steps and it's very gorgeous. Scenic views, all that jazz. And you get up and there's this giant terrace and there's like picnic tables below, and I think there's like a library behind me with like an auditorium, and you get the best view of Zurich, I swear. I kind of enjoy this more than the tower that I went up earlier just because it's way more open, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I got to see it right after sunset, which I would highly recommend. Or if you can get here even earlier to see the sunset over the Alps, like that would be golden, literally. And now I've been sitting here talking for like 20 minutes and trying chocolate, and now I think it's time to get McDonald's.
Lisa, everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her.
I'm done with my little Mackey's dinner. So crispy and so good. Best I've ever had, honestly. However, even though it is only 9 p.m., I am absolutely wiped out. Again, I am not feeling great. I don't know, my phone is dying, my portable charger's dead, I'm dying. Also, I forgot to mention, my McDonald's cost almost as much as my breakfast this morning. Fast food is not cheap here, guys. It was tasty though, and it's like an actual restaurant. Like there's table service and stuff. Like, it's pretty nice.
The next morning.
Walking down the boulevard, she got the posture of a superstar. She looks so fly.
Pretty well rested this morning. Still definitely under the weather, but I feel a lot more alive. I think I made a wise decision last night. The first of hopefully many to come in my lifetime. I am all packed up. My luggage is being stored at the hostel. I said goodbye to my friend Karen, who is this lovely 62-year-old woman staying in my room, visiting her daughter. The least Karen of Karens I've ever met. Nonetheless, it is time to get the day going. Let's eat some more chocolate in the morning, because who doesn't love starting with dessert?
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features.
I'm now at Lindenhof, Lindenplatz. The plaza or a square of some sort. A little hard to see with the lighting. Hold on. Has some of the best views. Gorgeous little hill up here. And I got my gelato from Vanini. And it is already dripping down the cone, but it looks so good. I got dark chocolate and paid a lot of extra for this cone just because it looked so good. Oh my god. That is so rich and so good. If you don't like dark chocolate, you probably wouldn't like this, but I am obsessed. Yeah, this is good. And that concludes my chocolate tour as well. Over lunch, I'm gonna be figuring out which ones were my favorite and then go back to them for getting some souvenirs. I just realized I have chocolate all over my lip. Gotta do what you gotta do. It's like coated with chocolate on the inside too. So it's just chocolatey chocolate waffle cone. Like, they know their ratios. The more chocolate, the better.
Like that, yeah. She's a Mona Lisa.
Had a lovely little time just sitting in this square, taking in the view. So can't recommend this enough. I think I've licked all the remnants of chocolate from my lips, digested a bit. I think we're good to go. But now I am headed off to lunch. Hopefully I didn't spoil it too much with the gelato. But we are headed to Swiss Chuchi, which is the moment that we've all been waiting for. At least I've been waiting for it. It's recommended as a great place for fondue. Maybe a little touristy, but it's still known for being very authentic. I did make a reservation for 11:30, but it seems like you don't have to make a reservation, especially if you want to eat outside. It's just you might have to wait. So I recommend at least booking a reservation, especially if you have a large group. But on the way there, I'm also going to be crossing the Rudolf Brunbrook Bridge, something. I think I'm finally done digesting enough to be able to speak. First of all, that was absolutely delicious. Second of all, I've created a mental list of 5 things that I've learned. Number 1, you can add like potatoes, vegetables, etc. for like an extra cost of at least around $7, but the bread is definitely enough, especially if you're one person. This is probably one of the only countries where cheese and bread together is like a gourmet delicacy that you can just fill up on. Otherwise, I think it's seen as just a bit sad. But here it is accepted, it is encouraged, it is wonderful. Second, before you bite, blow. I burned the roof of my mouth at least like 10 different times. My tongue still hurts a little bit, but that is my own fault. Third, I highly recommend pairing with one of their like house wines. I got a wine that was local to the region, and she recommended the Riesling for the fondue dip that I was getting. They went together perfectly. Not that I know that much about wine pairings, but fourth, especially since I was only one person, the cheese kind of started like congealing. That's something to note. If you're a slow eater, eat faster. And fifth, if you have any reason to believe that you might be lactose intolerant, make sure you have money ready to go to use a toilet or use one in the restaurant. And I swear, on the dot, like 30 minutes after eating, I needed to use the toilet so bad. It's not proven that I'm lactose intolerant, but between all the cheese and chocolate, my body can definitely tell. So do with all that information what you will. Nonetheless, I highly recommend Swiss Chuchi. Once you've finished all your fondue there, I highly recommend coming down to the river, people watching, bird watching, I don't know. I just love sitting near water.
If you want some, never just let me know.
I'm now at the train station. I've decided as my last activity in Zurich, I'm going to go to the Rhine Falls. I was deciding between that and the Uetliberg mountain, but I sprained my ankle like a week ago, and I don't know if I'm really up for a little hike, even though I don't think it's too bad. So I think the waterfalls are a better choice. So we're gonna catch a train, it's about an hour, and yeah, see you there. we're off the train. I forgot to mention I dropped off all my chocolates and presents that I got for everyone at the hostel. I ended up getting chocolates from Max for my parents and for me because I'm in the same household, so I'm hoping that they'll share. And I got some from Springleaf for my brother because it was easier to get just a box of 4 there. I'm excited to give those to them. Nonetheless, we are here at Rhine Falls. I was reading online on the train and apparently it's the biggest waterfall in Switzerland. I already saw a sneak peek preview as the train was coming over the river and it looks insane. I am so excited. There's apparently a boat you can take out to the waterfall. I've heard that it's worth it and I've also heard that it's not because it is like $20 and it's like a 10-minute boat ride. Thinking I'm not gonna do it.
If you want some, never mind. Just let me know.
Here at the falls, you can probably hear them in the background, but they are incredible. I've never seen anything like this. I can see why the boat ride would be cool because you do get right up next to it, but it probably is very overpriced. Nonetheless, I can't recommend this enough. Literally an hour from Zurich. You have to do this if you're in the city. Not to mention, it seems like there's a ton of nice day trips from Zurich, so if I had a bit more time, I'd probably do a lot of the other day trips and like go to Lucerne as well. I think Zurich is such a good home base because there's plenty to do there, but plenty to do literally like an hour to 2-hour train ride away because this is just incredible. I'm speechless. I'm gonna try to get some pictures though. I still have like 45 minutes just to kind of walk around, get a feel, keep taking in the view. That is probably gonna take me about 45 minutes.
One eternity later.
I think I was able to get some good shots of the waterfall and me with the waterfall. Gotta get them both. But now I am absolutely booking it back to the train. I could have spent a lot longer here, I'm not gonna lie. We are back in Zurich. I'm about to head back to the hostel and grab my luggage. So thus concludes the Zurich vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching me have fun around the city, try lots of chocolate. It was all really good. And now I need to start eating healthy when I go back for sure. Stay tuned for more travel vlogs. I'll definitely have more coming. I guess that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye.